Hello, everybody. This is the first time I have ever gone live, not only on YouTube, but on any kind of platform of any kind. So here's to breaking through some self-imposed barriers and fears around being seen. And I figured no better way to do it than a YouTube live. So breathing into this feeling of something new and something that feels kind of scary and something that I have explored in my own Akashic records and in my own previous and many, many past lives around that I've gotten prosecuted for in speaking my truth, and many various ways that I've been persecuted for and being brought to my death for being a healer and for helping others remember their own light. So here's one for the books in putting myself out there and sharing. I just had a remarkable Akashic Record reading with a client where we got to go in and do a spontaneous healing for a repeating pattern of behavior that she had noticed in herself through her father, and it was through abandonment. It was an abandonment pattern. So I was able to identify where it stemmed from her father and how it stemmed from his mother and abandonment through her. And then I got to go all the way down the father's lineage and the ancestral pattern of where this originated. And I saw that this abandonment had originated from a lifetime in the early 1700s where in that particular life, the grandmother was so the abandonment issue was she feels abandonment in friendships, which stemmed from her father, and her father was abandoned at a very young age as a little boy from his mother. His mother just left the family completely. So I started with his mother, and I went all the way down that lineage and to the origin, and the origin is because time is not linear. Everything is happening now. Everything is all happening at once. So it started with a lifetime in the early 1700s where this individual was in a war, and they were literally like on the battlefield, like in the trenches, and their soul and they ended up dying. They ended up like blowing up, like part of their body was blown up. And in that event, their soul fragmented. So what that means is when your soul is unable to process an event, such as like a traumatic event like that, what happens is your soul actually fragments from the core part of the whole, and it fragments and it stays in that traumatic event until it goes in and it gets healed. And when your soul fragments, it stays there because time is not linear and everything's all happening now. Everything's all happening at once. This trauma continues to get triggered over and over and over again. So on a subconscious level, the grandmother was being triggered by this trauma from this soul fragmentation that hasn't been healed. So and these triggers can come up and they're all subconscious triggers, but they can come up in any variety of ways. Anything that surrounds trauma. So we were able to go in, and I was able to connect the whole lineage of people. I was able to make the connection first with the grandmother and the origin of this pattern, and bring that soul fragmentation back and bring that energy back, and make and have that healing occur between the two of them, and um, and then do forgiveness work around like the fact that that she let a part of her soul fragment off. So we did some forgiveness therapy there, and then we went all the way down through the lifetimes, and healed all those lifetimes where that abandonment pattern would show itself, all the way back to the father, where she had that a relationship with him where she abandoned him at a young age. He was able to give that abandonment energy, which is not his, it's hers because it originated from her. He gave all that abandonment energy back to her. They were able to come together and have their forgiveness together, and understanding on a broader vantage point as to what happened. And then we took the father and then my client and how that abandonment was not hers, and she gave all that energy back to her father. And then they got to reconvene and reunite and have their forgiveness together as well. So we took that whole pattern and we healed that whole ancestral pattern in that one portion of that Akashic Record reading. So that was really amazing and beautiful and exciting. And it's pretty powerful to go in and heal any traumatic event that happens, right? So since everything is all happening now, we have parallel lives and parallel realities that are all happening as we speak right now. So we have all these different lives where any trauma that we carry in those lives can be triggering in this life now. This is all on a subconscious level. But if that trauma isn't healed in those lives, any kind of trigger can happen in this life. So that's why it's so important to go in and heal those traumas. Otherwise, we're subconsciously kind of walking through this life being triggered all the time and not having this conscious awareness as to why we're being triggered, when really it could be a trauma that happened from, just making this up, say you and your sibling are, on the shore of a lake, and your sibling pushes you in the water and you drown and you die. Well, maybe you have some fear of water, or big bodies of water, a fear of swimming, or even a fear of drowning, and you don't know what that's from. So we can go in and we can identify what that trauma is, see where that came from, where it originated. Maybe it originated in a past life, maybe it originated in this life, but then we can go in and we can heal that. So all of this is to say, healing our trauma is so important, because if we don't heal it, it just happens. We just carry it with us lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and it just continues to just get triggered over and over and over and over again. So one way to do that is, this just so happens we did this through the Akashic Records, but another way that we could do that is we can go do a past life therapy session, where we go in and we recall memories. Maybe it's a sad memory, maybe it's a traumatic memory, and we're able to kind of follow that memory in this life and how it impacts you, and then bring it all the way back to its origin, and then find the origin of that memory, and then we can go in and heal it. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you guys today. It was amazing, beautiful reading. She was really happy, and she walked away feeling more expanded, had more an expanded awareness. She felt the healing that took place in that reading. That was just one aspect of that hour and 15-minute reading. There was all kinds of other events that came up that we were able to go in and heal today. That was just one, the spontaneous ancestral pattern and lineage of abandonment we're able to go in and heal. So if any of you are interested in checking out an Akashic Record reading or a past life therapy or any kind of quantum healing, hop on over to my you can hop on over to my website, Akashic Roots, AKASCHICROOTS.com, or my Instagram or my Facebook, under Jamie Bulrice, JAMIE BULRICE, and feel free to check me out over there. All right, thanks for being my very first live ever of my whole life, guys. I appreciate you all being here, whether it's nobody or one person or a million people. Much love, peace, love, and namaste.